Today dawned evil. My poor little beastie, who is feeling better now. Couldn't hold his food down. Kept having to go outside to poop because he had the runs. I think he wants to go outside again. We'll have to take him out. But first I want to show you Toby. I want to euthanize him. It bothers me so much to see him in the condition he's in, but I don't think he wants me to. I think he wants to... I think he wants to meet death with eyes wide open. And we're on death watch. There's the old man. He's 14 years old. He's extremely thin. He doesn't seem to be interested in eating, although he still eats his fresh greens. He looks to me like he's in pain. It's heartbreaking. He's 14 and a half. In human years, that's 145 years old. And the poor old dude's not going to see spring. I'm not sure he's going to see the year 2019. I don't think he wants to be euthanized. As you see, he still has an appetite for the fresh. So, I'll bring him a leaf every now and then to keep his appetite going. We'll just keep him eating. Hey Timmy, you got to eat some supper? Are you feeling better? Yeah? Not feeling so sick anymore? You were very sick, weren't you? Yes, baby. You've had a rest? Your tummy settled down? Yeah, feeling much better. Toby's still eating, but he's not feeling very good. If he doesn't die first, I'll have to take him and get him put down. Yeah. But it's Friday night. Today I am canning some more dog food. And I had to put some in the freezer. I ran out of canning jars. And dehydrating some stock in my new dehydrator using the fruit leather trays that I was able to buy for it. I had to buy them separate. Of course, when you render a cup of fat and you boil down stock, you're going to wind up with a dirty pot. The best way to clean that dirty pot is to fill it with the old vegetables out of the fridge and the leftover meat from the turkey that you roasted, from which you made the stock. So we'll have a couple of days of soup out of this. If I had any more jars, I could even can some of it. But no, we're just going to eat this. There's not a lot of soup. Can you see all that steam? Hope the neighbors don't think my house is on fire. That's high humidity, folks. You can tell they're sealed by the fact that they sink in, and you can pick them up by the lid and they don't crack open. One of these did crack open, and it was not domed. It was domed, not concave, and there was grease on all the neighboring jars, and I just finished washing them all. You could pick them up and move them around like this, you know. But I keep the rings on partly because I mentally feel better, and partly because the ring helps support a jar on top, although of course not with these ones. Yeah, so I gotta dry them all and label them. Dog food. So this is what dried soup looks like. It's not all the way dry. Some parts are. That is a chunk of dry soup. You add it to water. And I'll grind all this before all is said and done. But you add it to water and you get soup again. So that's kind of a groovy idea. You can also add it for flavor to other savory meals. And it's a much easier way to store the bone broth for the long term. This is kind of satisfying, peeling this stuff up. The volume of just 1.5 trays worth was so great that I've decided to put it in the blender and make powder, and that'll fit the jar better and it'll be easier to use too. So I'll just blend it as I go, put it in the jar with a funnel, and woohoo! Soupy time! The thickest soup in the dehydrator has not finished drying. It's still not brittle. So what I've done is gotten it out of the trays and then put it directly on these so that they get better ventilation. And I think this stuff will dry now. And then I can put it in the blender and grind it up and get me some nice soupy powder. Yum! It's New Year's Eve. It's about lunchtime. The Manx Beard Club is celebrating New Year's Eve already with a live stream that I'm enjoying watching. And I have been trying to find a spring, but I have to quit now because I must do the dishes and I must eat. I'm getting dizzy in the head. And we're at the point now where we're hoping to find one in somebody's collection of spare parts because they don't make them anymore. Apparently a 10-year-old washer is obsolete. Really can't afford to replace my washer. It was cheap at $700 10 years ago. I don't even want to think how much money I'd have to come up with to get a new washer now. So here's hoping that for the want of a spring we can repair it. Now I understand why Mister was saying, well, I'm just going to cut it off and bend it again. And you know, if it gets to the point where it's 3 to 6 weeks or maybe can't be ordered at all, that's what we're going to wind up doing. So I want to do my laundry. I don't even have my old wringer washer anymore. I am so tired I am. Oh my goodness. I'm not home yet. Took the bike downtown and I can't get over how quickly I tire these days. But check this out. This is a new sheepskin for my Timmy dog. I went into the store where I get my cocoa butter and they also sell beading supplies and fur supplies and artwork and just beautiful variety of stuff. And this sheepskin was draped on a statue out front of the store. And I went in and I said, oh, are you selling these now? No, we don't know where that sheepskin came from. No idea. So I examined it. Said, you know, I'll pay you $100 if you'll sell it to me, and then when the owner shows up, if they ask about it, you can pay them. I said, if they're really mad, you can call me. Here's my number. I'll bring it back. So $100 is a good price for it. It's not too cheap and it's not too expensive, and my dog is gonna love it. Because the current sheepskins are getting a little rough around the edges. But I'm glad there was only one, because I couldn't have afforded two at this price, and I'm feeling guilty for spending as much as I did. Timmy's worth it. Whoa! You gotta stay on the beaten path with this stuff. Go off into that deep snow, you're gonna notice. It's a lot harder to do one-handed. The bathroom has seen progress in the form of this finished vanity. I like the mirror on the toe kick a lot. It's got a nice little stuff inside. And Dan did this nice finish with the corners. And then ironed on the tape to fill it in. Just have the tub surround to worry about now. Toby continues. Mostly he spends his time laying down, but when he's patient and determined, he will get up on his wobbly legs. And he has recently cleared out all of the greens that were in this cage. So we'll give him some more. What I've been doing is placing the food in front of his face so that he doesn't have to get up to eat it. He's earned the right to die natural, and he wants to. He's fighting every day to continue continuing. We will honor that. If I see him, there's a thing that rabbits do when they're in pain, where they grind their teeth rapidly. It's similar to the one that they do when they're in pleasure, but much more strident. If I see that, or I hear him moaning or something like that, I will reassess the situation. But for now, he seems comfortable, if weak, and so I just keep feeding him. Doesn't have the usual amount of appetite today. It's minus 17 out here. My car's cozy. Having a little trouble getting my passenger door to shut, but it's staying that way. I showed up here at RCMP headquarters in Saskatoon at the behest of a Facebook rally for support for the pipeline protesters in BC. And the organizers aren't here, and the building's closed, and it's like, what was all that about? You know? I don't know. So I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but instead of just telling people that they should show up, I did show up. Figures it's a non-event. I am annoyed, but I will at least get some grocery shopping done today, which, you know, will save me getting out again later this week. I'll be able to just stay in and wait for this cold to pass. So I'll make something of this trip by doing some shopping. Dan's truck has a bad axle bearing, and he still doesn't know if he's going to have to replace the whole axle, or if he could just replace the bearings back and right and left. So he's out there at 17 below, farting around in the backyard with mechanical work. He says he was going to get to, he meant to do some of this work last summer, and he blamed the bathroom. He said, but I had to do the bathroom. You know, of course, that was like the second half of August, and summer includes June and July, so He wouldn't have done it anyway. Okay, we got a carload there full of people and idling. And I think that's the people I was talking to. They might even be connected with the organizers. There's nobody else here. That's it. Well, there you go. That's it. That's our protest. It's not going to be thousands. And I'm not hardy enough to stand out there in the cold. So I'm just going to sit here and witness. I'm doing these jigsaw puzzles. And it's Christmas. I'm still doing the Christmas ones. And I'm not sure how comfortable I am with this vision of Santa Claus overlooking the town with his laptop, hacking into everybody's computer or what? Look at how stern his face is. He's not a jolly fellow. Ooh. First week of January is behind us. The rabbit has died, and it's good. I shed a few tears writing his obit, but Toby never did like to be petted. He never wanted anything to do with the humans, so the bond was a little slim. Took good care of him. He finally died at the age of 14 and a half years. I mean, ancient. Here's an idea I got off the YouTubes. Take this stuff, frozen mixed vegetables, put it in one of these, and you get that. Takes up a fraction of the less room, requires no electricity to store, and is available for soups and stir fries and other rehydration situations as wanted. I'm feeling smart. So with Toby gone and no rabbits in the house, I have all these herbs that I just bought yesterday. Carrot tops, parsley and cilantro. So I'm going to dry out the parsley and the carrot tops, and I'm going to cook some soup with the cilantro, and that's what I'm going to do with the leftovers. Never underestimate a cook with a chicken in a pot. We had some of those rotisserie chickens, and rather than just stick the bones in the freezer for some time, I decided I'd make a small batch soup in my pressure cooker. It's got meat, it's got those little frozen vegetables, it's got pasta, it's got fresh parsley, it's got a variety of herbs, onions and garlic, and it's mild and it's flavorful. Don't waste bones. Today sees me using a stir fry to cover up vegetables I don't normally eat. Sweet potato, okra, zucchini, carrot. These are the main vegetables in here, and they're all good for you. And I really need to expand my diet, but I never eat those things. I'm hoping in this, but I think I overcooked it. But here we're trying to turn the water into sauce. It's not this dark in this corner. This camera is just really bad in low light. So I've decided to dehydrate the leftovers. There really was too much. I put the sausage part and some of the veggies in the fridge for another meal. But this now I'm going to dehydrate for meals on the road. I love that idea. Instant, just rehydrate. Had a vacuum pack real cheap. I don't know if I've put a hole in this bag yet or not. And this won't work if I put a hole in the bag. You can't get vacuum packed. But you take a straw, put it at the end of your zipper, zip it shut around the straw, and start sucking. remove straw. This one came out a lot better because the bag's less compromised. This one I'm going to have to change the bag. The bag is already leaking air, so. This is how a Canadian has to do mechanical repairs. Poor ones anyway. Our garage is not heated, it's full of crap, and the truck wouldn't fit anyway. So he's out here changing his axle bearings in the snow. Boy, they really liked you in the store, didn't they, little tiny Tim? That's all the noise. They're getting ready for Winterfest in the park, way over that way. I'll head over there and show you. They do an ice pole climb. They hang netting and spray ice, and then people get to climb up it. Over here we have wood carving. And they do ice carving as well. There's going to be a winter festival here in a couple weeks or a week. Hey Timmy, are you wishing we'd go back out and do some more? You're home. Still sitting on your bike basket. I've actually been